Okay, I want to begin showing you the symbol of the tetrahedron. And some people think that the structure of the vacuum is the vector equilibrium, which I will be showing you in a little while. But first I want to show you that the vector equilibrium is inside of the tetrahedron. Also inside of the tetrahedron is the octahedron. And if you consider this the basic building block of life, which a lot of people do because when they look at a photon at its smallest size, they can see the shape of a tetrahedron. And I like to think that God is in the center of this. That actually being in the center of this would be being in the center of the octahedron. And God likes to do things in threes. So you take these sides and you divide them 3 times. Each 4 of the sides you mark 3. Well, here it is. I've done it for you. Anyway, here it is. And you see inside of this tetrahedron now is the octahedron. And still, that little space inside that God abides is inside of the vector equilibrium, which is another shape that is inside the octahedron. When you divide it like you did this first time, you divide it this way, and I've done that for you, and here it is. When you divide that 3 more times inside of it, you get inside of the tetrahedron, the octahedron, inside of the octahedron, the vector equilibrium. And the vector equilibrium is an important shape. It's supposed to represent the structure of the vacuum. And it is full of, let me show you. This is another vector equilibrium, excuse my voice, that I have made to show you something. Now what does this purple part and this orange part look like? Looks like the Vesica Piscis. And it looks like the entire vector equilibrium is filled with nothing but the Vesica Piscis, which is said to be the womb of all creation, a feminine aspect of the womb. And here it is. The vector equilibrium is just nothing but the vector, I'm tripping over my words, Vesica Piscis. That's all that it is. It's just continually them. Now, to show you why this is important, I want to show you a bigger work of mine that I just completed recently. I'm going to have to back up my camera to see it. This is the vector equilibrium. And it is full, absolutely full, of tetrahedrons, octahedrons, and vector equilibriums. As a matter of fact, you can see right there on the inside, the very beginning one, which I call the God spot, the central God spot. And around it, there are 12. In the purple, you see there will be 12 other ones just like it that stem off from it, that are in the same image as it. They each have 12 vectors radiating out from them. And when you look at this bigger vector equilibrium, well, it too looks like the womb, like the Vesica Piscis. Only this one shows you that we have a centering seed, or you might call it the God spot, where everything has been condensed. But then everything that comes from that makes another one of that. All of these make that. They make the flower of life all through them. Now I have another model to show you that. Let me show you that. This is a strange looking thing, but I will show you that inside of it, there's the vector equilibrium right in there. I'll get in close so you can see that. And then all the 12, and then you come out further, and here you see, I don't know if this is going to show up. Yes, it does. On the side of this bigger octahedron that it all makes, and it makes it in expanding order or contracting order, depending on how tiny you want to go. But here's the tree of life. See? The tree of life right there on the corner. It's on the corner of every one of the pyramid. Every corner of the pyramid is that tree of life. And all through this runs the flower of life. And I've just attached it a little bit here to show that it comes off of and through. It would go completely through all of these. And so this is full of the flower of life, this octahedron with the centering vector equilibrium. And the 12 vector equilibriums that surround the one in the center. And then too there is, let me show you on this, there's another sacred number. On this one I'll show you. All of these struts that make up the bigger vector equilibrium, there's 72 of them all the way around, 72. And that's a sacred number too. And what else did I want to show you? Okay, I want to show you this thing right here that is my dove matrix. Now you see in the part that is between the two parts of the octahedron, that is like square, is full of smaller squares. Not the flower of life. The flower of life runs parallel through this, but running horizontally is squares. And this is the dove matrix. And the dove matrix you probably have never heard of unless you've listened to me talk about it before. I invented it, put it that way. I came up with it, but someone else may have already as well. I don't know. But I will tell you how I came up with the dove matrix. I was making cranes, and I received a story from Spirit called the Dove Story, which I have on my channel if you care to check it out. And when I was given the story, I was told that it would be called the Dove. So I called the crane the Dove, so I hope you will bear with me there. And it's a wonderful story, but it's another whole issue, so I'm not going to talk about that too much now. But when you unfold the dove, and here's just one section of it right here, and you mark all the fold lines, and you put 4 of these folded and unfolded papers together with the head of the dove pointing to the center on each one, you have this, the dove matrix. And so that is what this is. And I thought it would be a proper thing because it has all the male lines because they're all straight. And in the flower of life, all the lines are curved lines. Now I got an example of the flower of life here. All of the lines are curved lines. So that's the female. And I think that this one, dove matrix represents the male counterpart to that female. And it deserves to be in something that has the Merkaba in it because, well, the vector equilibrium is the Merkaba impacted because the 8 points are on the inside. But anyway, I took 4 of these. If you separated these and you put these 4 together, you could make this. You could make the Merkaba out of the folds of the dove. Now I'll show you. This is 2 of them put together, and then I take 2 more. And there you go. There's the Merkaba made with 4 of the doves. So I thought you need to be the symbol of the dove matrix, which is 16 of these doves, needs to be what I will say is the counterpart to the flower of life, because now this is the male represented in this series of squares. And so I wanted to show you another thing about the Merkaba. Now, I know I'm doing this rather crudely, but I'm trying to get some points across. When you look at sacred geometry, and you do it with math, and you do it without actually making and holding these things, you don't get the same feel for it, for what it's trying to say to you. Now, you take this Merkaba. I'm going to have to set my camera down so I can show you this. You take this Merkaba and you close it in like this. And what do you have? You have the Holy Grail, what I call the cup. And it is a cup that has two sides, the negative, the positive. Has a hole in the center because it doesn't hold anything. It allows something to go through it. It allows the invisible God spot power to go through the Holy Grail, which I think our bodies are the Holy Grail. And so this to me represents that. And it has another representation, because what you can do if you bend all of these over, because when I play with sacred geometry, I treat it like it's very malleable, it's very bendable. And some of these geometries need to be bent, like in this case, this one that shows the Grail cup. Now, there's another thing that it also makes, and that is if you keep on bending it over beyond the Grail cup, you have this little double torus with the hole down the middle of this, just like with the Holy Grail cup. And this is very important, the double torus. I wrote something about it. It shows the black hole in the middle, and it shows the spin like the cup does. In the cup, you would have a spiral vortex going one way on one side and the opposite way on the other side, and the black hole being in the middle. And once again, I want to show you this one. Get back from it so you can see it a little better. What I like about this is that it, in the center, all around it, expanded in a dynamic way, is equilibriums, because all of these vector equilibriums are just all in it, in the same image and likeness as the one in the center. And you can even take the vector equilibrium. Now this is weird, what I did to it here. This gold rope part represents the vector equilibrium, where I twisted it so it would fit around a round ball, and it looks like four-leaved clovers all around this orb of a ball. So when you're looking at sacred geometry, I think it's important to bend things, bend the lines. This is another structure I did. Let me get this out of the way. This is the octahedron, and as you can see, it is full of evenly spaced centers that are each vector equilibriums. It's just full of it. And you can look down this and see plumb through the center of each of these triangular shaped corridors. And I just think it is something that's worth looking into as far as sacred geometry. And I hope you like this presentation. I didn't do it so well. I stumbled, but maybe you'll get the point. Maybe I'll try to do this again. We'll see.